Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Module 3, Lesson 1 of the Effectology Method program. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so we are starting to literally get to the pointy end, to the part where all your power lies. And we've laid that beautiful, strong foundation in Module 1 of your values and what success means to you and who you need to be to do and have all the things that you dream of. And then we started creating your vision and talking about how that vision connects you up to all those possibilities that already exist out in the quantum field. And now it's time to get magnetic by really activating the vibration that will attract those things to you. So in this module, we are going to focus on what it takes to become a super magnet to all the things you desire so that you can attract more of them into your life more consistently and more easily. Now, this is a really practical module. It's all about refining and feeling what it takes to attract more of what you want. So I'm going to share with you all my favorite personal vibration raising and alignment techniques, and we'll practice many of these together as well at the live event. But of course, in the meantime, you will practice them at home and share and communicate and engage in the group so that we can really work on refining it, because this is the work, and this work never ends. It's not about doing lots and lots and lots of different things. It is actually about doing the simple things and getting really good at them. I want you to become the master of these things. So it's about going narrow but extremely deep. And that's actually all you need to do. You don't need to have 1,000 different techniques and bounce around from one to the next. All that'll do is just have you be a novice at a whole lot of stuff. What I want for you is for you to master the simple but most powerful things and to become really good at them. So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about exactly that. We're going to start to access your power and really focus on mastering those simple things that are so powerful. And in the next lesson, we're going to get a little bit more specific and showing you simple ways that you get to choose in every moment what it is you want to align with, what it is you want to become attractive to. So we'll be doing some intention setting, and it's about becoming a little bit more deliberate. And then the lesson after that, lesson 3 of this module, we're going to talk about how to really add that extra special turbo boost to your vibration. And we're going to talk about the power of your heart. So let's start here. Accessing your power by mastering the simple things. And I think this note from the universe kind of sums up what we're going to talk about today. Basically, if you can feel it, I can deal it. Whatever you want. With compliments, the universe. And then the PS, emotion summons circumstances. The greater the emotion, the greater the circumstances. Now, that really does sum up this entire module, but it also explains why we often attract things that we are not so excited about, because that powerful emotion will summon the exact perfect circumstance for us to get more of what we're in alignment with, and for us to sometimes learn the lessons we want to learn so we can grow and evolve. But let's not digress, and let's for a moment step back and talk about the thoughts become things cycle again. So remember that we have all these different points along the cycle where we can take control. And we've talked already about words and actions and thoughts as well, beliefs and perceptions. But today we're going to talk about emotions, because in my book, all the other things we've talked about are important and they certainly help and support. But by far, emotions are the easiest of all the hacks. Because if you think about it, you always know exactly how you feel. We have those 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And if I ask you what you're thinking, sometimes you won't even be able to tell me. But if I ask you how you're feeling, that is so much easier to tune into. It is also something that is much easier for you to start taking control of. And if you think about it a little bit further, when you're feeling good, when you're feeling upbeat, when you're feeling positive, when you're feeling those feelings and emotions of appreciation, of love, of gratitude, of empowerment, your thoughts will follow accordingly. Your thoughts will match the way you feel. And then that whole cycle will simply follow suit. So your emotions are this powerful force. Not only do they communicate with the universe, but they're also this powerful force that guides that whole thoughts become things cycle onto the track that you choose to run it on. So there are really three key things about emotions. This is straight from the Infinite Possibilities program, and I think these are really important things to understand. So your emotions are the product of your beliefs and perceptions. That's all they are. When you look back at the cycle, they are the product of your beliefs and perceptions. What the beliefs you hold about any situation will determine how you perceive an event, and how you choose to perceive an event will determine how you feel about it. So an example I often give is, sometimes somebody will be injured or even mugged or assaulted, and there are witnesses and bystanders. And depending on how those people believe the world is and operates, some of them will be more perceptive of and notice all the people that rush to the victim's aid, all the people that come along to help, all the people that, maybe try to chase down the guy that stole her handbag or her purse. And others who don't believe that life is full of helpful, caring people, who believe that life is full of people who will steal your handbag, they will just see the perpetrator, the crime, the damage being done, and they won't even notice all the people that rushed to the aid of the victim, all the people that actually care, all the people that are there to help, to reach out, to lend a hand. So this is where your emotions are absolutely the product of your beliefs and perceptions. But perceptions can be changed, emotions can be adjusted. And so what emotions actually are they are life's feedback system. They let you know exactly which groove your thoughts become things cycle is running. How you feel lets you know the kind of beliefs you hold, the way you perceive the world, the kind of thoughts you're thinking, and then by definition, the way you will speak and act. And so then the results you get in accordance with that. And the third important point is that your unpleasant emotions will usually point to limiting beliefs, because when your emotions are out of alignment with the beauty and the boundless nature of life, there will be a discord. There will be what I call a perturbation. And so they will be beliefs, they will be a pointer to beliefs that are holding you back from reaching your highest potential, from creating the life that you want to create, because that life is calling you. And when there are limiting beliefs that are holding you back, that are creating resistance, that resistance creates a feeling. It is a vibration, and that is unpleasant. So when you have unpleasant emotions, it's actually fantastic feedback, letting you know that there is something that is creating resistance, and then you can work to resolve and dissolve that. So what emotions really are is they are the GPS to your dreams. Because if something feels good, if it feels positive, empowering, fabulous, if you feel guided and supported, you're absolutely on the right track. You are running that thoughts become things cycle. You are running that groove in a way that's going to empower you and lead you to everything you desire. And when you're not feeling so good, it means that you're out of alignment, that some of your beliefs, some of your perceptions, some of your thoughts, words, and actions are simply not a match to that ultimate goal that you're striving towards that life that you want to live. So your emotions immediately tell you whether you're on track or not. It's actually that simple. So you can tune in at any moment and go, does this feel good? Yes, awesome. Keep going. Am I not feeling so good? Right. Something needs to change. What's it going to be? So I want you to think about this for a moment. You are both a receiver and a transmitter of vibration. You actually receive vibrational signals from around you all the time, and you interpret them through your senses. So you can taste, feel, smell, touch, hear, all the things around you, but what they actually are is their vibration, and your body, your senses interpret them. And of course, we also have that sixth sense, that knowing, that intuition, that inner guidance. And at the same time, you actually also transmit and emit your own signal, because you are an electromagnetic being. You've got electrical thought energy and then magnetic heart energy. You are this electromagnetic being sending out a signal, and that is what we're going to become more in tune with. That is what we're going to become more sensitive to. And as you tune in more and more to how you feel, and as you start to take control of your vibration, of your feeling state, your sixth sense, that intuition, it will actually grow stronger, because what that sixth sense is, it is simply your awareness of vibration. It is your awareness of vibration. It is your ability to notice where you are at vibrationally, whether or not that's in alignment with where you want to be, and also being able to receive those fine vibrational signals from your higher self, from your source, from those more evolved parts of you. Because yes, you're this physical being, but you're so much more than that. And the greater part of you is actually spiritual energy. It is vibrational, and you are connected to all that there is on that level, and you can receive all that information. And as you become more and more sensitive to how you feel and more in tune, you will start getting even more guidance, which means your life will get easier and easier, because you will start tuning into that higher knowledge, that higher awareness, and letting that guidance guide you through life. So Einstein said this in a few more words, but I've condensed it. If you match the vibration, you get the thing. It's as simple as that, because everything is energy. And there is the law of resonance, which says that like attracts like. Things that are on the same vibrational frequency will come together. And remember that vibration is the language of the universe. This is a vibrational universe. The universe doesn't hear what you say, it hears what you mean through your feeling state, through your expectancy. So vibration or feeling or emotion is the language of the universe. So we can shortcut all the other stuff and just focus on this, which is why we dedicate a whole module to this, and it becomes the overriding conversation that we have. Because when you're in that high vibing state, you are in alignment with all the things that are at that level, all the things that are at the level of your highest potential, at the level where you have ultimate guidance, ultimate support, where all the things that you love, dream of, and desire lie. So this emotional guidance scale is a really good way to just remember that emotions range, and they range from, very high, very empowering, beautiful emotions, all the way down to some really oppressive emotions like fear and grief and powerlessness. But being an emotional being means you can always tune in and know where you are. And wherever you are, you can always do something to shift up just one step. You can move from anger to blame. You can move from blame to worry. You can move from worry to doubt. And you can move from doubt to disappointment or overwhelm or frustration. And you'll notice that as you start moving up and up and up, they become more and more empowering. So if you're in a low vibrational state at any point, there is really not much point to trying to jump right across, to go from hatred and rage to passion and love and appreciation. That's too big a jump. Vibrationally, that's too big a jump. But all you need to do is actually focus on moving up just one step, just into a more empowering, slightly more positive vibration. And as you do that, you create motion, you create momentum, and life will actually step up to support you. When you get all the way up to the really high vibrational states, you actually come into alignment with your source, with that part of you that knows that all is possible, that everything that you can conceive of and think of and dream of is yours for the taking. All you need to do is line up vibrationally with it. And that's why it feels so good. It feels so good to be in alignment with your source, because that is when you're completely tuned in, when you're completely connected to all the possibilities. When you're not in alignment with your source, when you're not feeling those high emotional states, you're disconnecting yourself, you're cutting yourself off, and you're literally closing doors to all those possibilities, all those things that are waiting for you, that are actually there and ready for you. And so that's why it feels so good to feel good, because you're in alignment with your highest potential, with all the guidance that's there and ready and waiting for you, with who you truly are. And when you cut yourself off from that, you start to feel bad. And this is actually all you need to know. Do I feel good? Great. I'm in alignment with my source. I have all the power of the universe at my back. Am I feeling not so good? Okay, I'm pinching myself. I'm cutting myself off. Why am I doing it? What am I doing? What are the beliefs that are going on? What am I focusing on? And this is why this quote by Buddha is so powerful, because it is you who chooses to cut yourself off. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Those negative emotions, at the end of the day, they only affect you. So feeling bad feels so bad because it is lack of alignment with source. You're fighting the natural current of life, of what your higher self, your inner being, your soul, your source, whatever word you prefer to use, knows you should feel like. What is your most natural and normal way of feeling? What is the way that you were designed to live your life? So that those feelings, they are guidance. They're guiding you in the direction of your dreams and all that's possible for you and who you truly are. Or they are guiding you to let you know that you're heading in another direction. You're pinching yourself off and you're moving away from it. But at the end of the day, it is totally your choice, because remember, you are energy with consciousness. You have a choice. And so life and the universe and the law of attraction and your source and your higher being, your higher self, all will step up and support you. But at the end of the day, you have free will. You have a choice. You can choose to feel good, or you can choose to feel not so good. It is totally up to you. So I just want to take a moment and take you through this happiness pyramid. Now, this kind of sums up how we use our emotion, how we use our vibration to start to gather momentum and attract all the things we desire. And what you'll notice here is it starts from the bottom with those pure feelings of joy, bliss, gratitude, empowerment, appreciation, love, all the things that are really high on the vibrational scale, where you are in alignment with your source, with the highest part of you. And all you need to do is actually focus on holding that vibration, because law of attraction will kick in. It is not your job to start to worry about how you get all the way up to the specific people and things. That's divine intelligence's work. It's your job to create the foundation and hold the vibration. And law of attraction will kick in, grab a hold of that, gather momentum, and start to bring in all the things that are a match, which means that this work is so easy. You don't have to worry about how do I attract the perfect lifestyle and livelihood and all the opportunities that will make that happen so that I can have that perfect man in my life and those perfect clients and all those things at the top of the pyramid. It's not your job to worry about any of that. Those are the horrid hows that we talked about in a previous lesson. That is not your job. Your job is to hold the vibrational alignment and know that the universe will meet you. All those things are out there in the field of infinite possibilities, in the quantum field, in that divine matrix, that already have your electromagnetic signature stamped on them because you've dreamt of them, you've thought of them, which means, remember, that you have now been matched up to it. You have become entangled at the quantum level, and the universe knows all the perfect ways to bring those things into your experience, all the ways to bring it all together in a way that's holistic and perfect, with perfect timing for you. So it's not your job to try and force your way straight to the top of the pyramid. It is your job to simply hold the vibration and create that stable, strong foundation, and then let law of attraction kick in and grab a hold of all the rest. So remember, we've talked before about the mind works on this principle of synergy and repetition, and your emotions are the same. So one kind of feeling leads to another similar feeling, leads to another similar feeling, and it gathers momentum. That's law of attraction at work. That's all it is. So you hold the vibration, and then another similar thing comes, and another similar thing comes, and it builds and builds and builds. And as it gathers more momentum, it becomes more powerful, it becomes more stable, which means it's harder to knock you off. So those people that used to bother you suddenly don't, or suddenly they're not even around anymore, because they're not a match to your stable vibration. Whereas if you just dip in and out of that vibration, but you spend lots of time on the other vibrations where you're noticing them, where they are bothering you, where they're getting under your skin, then they are still a vibrational match, and they'll keep showing up and they'll keep toppling you off. So your job is to hold the vibration, just focus on the basics, and let law of attraction come in to support you and gather momentum so that you stay there for longer in a more stable way. So the analogy I like to use here is, remember those old little merry-go-rounds on children's playgrounds, just the little ones that had like bars in a cross across the middle, just a round little disc, and you can get on there and your friends will start spinning you. And it starts off a little bit slowly, because it's a bit hard work to get it going. And sometimes it's a bit wobbly and people can still jump on and off. But once that thing starts going really fast, once it has enough momentum going, you can't get off and no one else can get on. And that is how I want you to think about your vibration. It is this vibrational disc, which Abraham uses that term, if you listen to Abraham, a vibrational disc. And when it gathers momentum and when it creates stability, you can't get off it, no one else can get on it. And that is how you create a stable vibration. You start slowly, you stick with it, you let law of attraction keep building the momentum for you. But you have to create the foundation, and then all the other things that match that vibration will come into your experience. And that's not even your work, because the waiter heard you the first time. You do not have to keep repeating your order to the universe over and over again. Remember, when you do that, that's the horrid house. That actually shows a lack of trust, a lack of faith, and ultimately your expectation that what you want isn't really coming, so you better keep repeating the order. And when you do that in a restaurant, you are actually slowing things down, and you do the same when you do that here. So those high emotional states is what we want to master. Now, I want to talk about appreciation versus gratitude. So I have a really strong opinion that yes, gratitude is a really powerful, beautiful emotion, and it is right up there, high on the vibrational scale and in alignment with all the things we desire. But as humans, we use the word gratitude in ways that are not really in alignment with that definition. We load the word gratitude up with a whole lot of guilt. When we're young, we're told, you should be grateful because there are kids starving on the other side of the world, or you should be grateful I even showed up, or you're not showing me any gratitude for all the hard work I do around here. So we use the word gratitude in, really not very empowering ways. And so the word gratitude, to me, it's really loaded, it's booby-trapped. And so I prefer to go with appreciation, because when you appreciate something, that's a lot less loaded. Now, you might disagree and choose to go with gratitude. That is totally fine. But I prefer to use appreciation. So I'm going to keep using that word and to guide you around that. If for some reason for you appreciation is more loaded and booby-trapped than the word gratitude, just switch it out. That is totally fine. But in my experience, I find that appreciation is something really simple that you can get on the vibration of really easily. You can appreciate the birds singing. You can appreciate the sunshine. You can appreciate the way that the bees just fly around and pollinate flowers and keep this whole ecosystem going. You can have appreciation for those really simple things, but gratitude can be a little bit loaded. So I find appreciation is much easier. All right, so let's get into how we use that and how we get ourselves in those vibrational states. Now, please remember, this is the most important part of this whole module and this whole lesson. Your power lies in the simple things. So let's focus on mastering them. All you need to do is get on that positive vibration, that positive emotion, and it will gather momentum from there. Law of attraction kicks in. The way that your mind naturally works kicks in to help you. You just have to start. So we're going to keep it simple but powerful. Today's lesson is simply about living in a state of appreciation. Very simple, not always so easily done, right? Now, the trick to this, how do I do that? How do I live in a state of appreciation when there's people who piss me off and do the wrong thing, and when someone cuts me off in traffic and all that stuff? Well, the trick, again, remember, and we're going to talk about the merry-go-round analogy. We want to get you going and gather enough momentum that all those things on the outside of you can't bother you anymore. And the trick to making that happen is to start high and stay high. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you want to start on that high vibration, and then you want to do things that help you stay there. And that way, the momentum can keep building and building and building. And in the next lesson, we'll add a few extra little things that help you keep boosting yourself up. But for today, we're just going to focus on the very simple thing of living in a state of vibration so that you can start on a high vibrational level and stay on that high vibrational level for as long as possible, because the longer you stay there and the earlier you start, the easier it is for law of attraction to kick in and come to support you and help build that momentum, start spinning that merry-go-round for you. So the trick is, you want to get started as early in the day as possible in the direction that you want to head in. So you don't want to wake up in the morning and straight away start worrying about the biggest problem you had yesterday. You want to wake up in the morning and get yourself onto that high vibing state as quickly as possible, right away, before anything else gets your attention. And then you want to stay there for as long as possible. And as you keep practicing that, law of attraction will kick in, be able to get more and more of a hold of it, because you won't be jumping on and off the merry-go-round and making it wobble. So law of attraction can actually come to your aid, and it'll get easier, it'll get faster, until it becomes completely second nature and totally natural to you. And that is when life will start to shift in really incredible ways. So let's talk about what you're actually going to do this lesson. You're going to start living in appreciation. So here are 4 main ways that I find really help create that state where you're living in appreciation. Number 1, we talked about starting high and then staying high. And we're going to do more processes on staying high in the next lesson. But I really want you to focus on this, because it is so simple that it can be very tempting to skip over it. But the simplicity of it is the challenge in it, because remember, we want to go really deep. We want to master this very simple thing, simple sounding, but not necessarily simple to do and to maintain. So number 1, on waking up in the morning. So remember, start high. When you wake up, where do you want to go? You want to start spinning that merry-go-round in the positive direction straight away. You don't want it to start spinning in the opposite direction, then have to try and pull back, maybe get off again and get it going again in the opposite direction. That's hard work. That's loaded with potential for things to go wrong. So the moment you gain consciousness is your best opportunity to make that thing start moving the way that you choose to go. So here's what I do, and you can adapt it a little bit to suit you. I have trained myself, and you're going to do the same, because you'll find that this is quite challenging in the beginning. Our tendency, when we're not being conscious, when we're not consciously evolving as we're doing here by applying the effectology method, our tendency is to wake up and start thinking about, what do we have to worry about today? What do we have to make sure doesn't go wrong today? And what was the biggest issue that we didn't get to yesterday that we need to pick up on and keep working on? So we kind of train ourselves to do that. And so now you're going to train yourself to do the opposite, to not go there, to leave those things alone, because that's not the way to resolve them. You already know that by you working and trying to do it all through hard work without invoking the magic of the universe, you're doing it the hard way. And in fact, you're focusing on what's wrong, so you're attracting more of that. So you're going to train yourself that the moment you gain consciousness in the morning, you just focus on something really simple, really easy to appreciate. And I'm literally talking about things like, my pillow is so comfortable and I love it. Oh my God, this pillow is the best. I'm so glad I bought this pillow. Yeah, this was a good decision to buy this pillow. I love waking up like this. My neck is so supported, and this pillow is so awesome. And it won't be long before another similar thought joins it, which might be something like, and I love how comfortable I am and warm and snug under these covers. Yeah, this blanket was a good choice too, because I get to start every morning feeling so cozy, so safe and loved, all snuggled up. And after a little while, your thought will attract another one, because you cannot just stay on one thought. Law of attraction kicks in. So the next thing will come, and this bed, this mattress, it's great. And before long, you'll go to things like, I can hear the birds. I love waking up to the birds. How lucky am I that I get to wake up and that is what I hear first thing in the morning. All these birds, listen to them. They sound so happy. Isn't that beautiful? All these amazing birds chirping right outside my bedroom window. It's like I have my own personal choir there to wake me every morning. Oh my God, and I can see the sun must be shining out there, because I can see it just trying to shine through the back of the curtain, through all the little cracks. So it's going to be a beautiful day out there. Can't wait to open those curtains and enjoy what the birds are enjoying, that sunshine, the beautiful day that it must be. And so when you train yourself to do that, see how that feels magnificent, and you get really caught up in it, and it just builds and builds, and you don't actually want to go anywhere else. You don't want to go to thoughts of worry and doubt and fear and what's gone wrong. You just want to stay there. And so this is actually all you need to do, because remember that happiness pyramid? You just need to build a really solid foundation, and all the things that match it will be drawn into it. Now, you might recognize this is an Abraham process, and I'm going to teach you a few Abraham processes and some other things. It's a really simple and really powerful thing to do, because as you stick with it for long enough, it really builds momentum. Law of attraction kicks in, and you start your day in a really high-vibing, beautiful state. Now, the next point on the list is something that's going to help you make that even easier. So we've talked about that when you first wake up, you want to train yourself that your first thought process goes to those thoughts of appreciation. You want to wake in appreciation. The thing is that if you have a tendency to go to sleep thinking about, the things you should be worrying about, then the moment you gain consciousness, when your vibration kicks in again, you tend to go to where you last left off before you fell asleep. So to make it easier for you to start high so you can stay high in the morning, preempt it by getting into a habit of, as you fall asleep, just telling yourself that tomorrow when I wake up is a brand new, fresh start. Every day is a brand new day, and I get to choose how I feel. And tomorrow I intend to wake up and appreciate all the beautiful things, and make sure that you intend to start with really simple things. The reason I gave you that example about pillows and blankets and birds and sunshine is because none of those topics are loaded where it can pull you off that vibration. All you need to do is get on the vibration of appreciation. The topic is irrelevant. The other topics will get drawn in as you build momentum. So it's not your job to start appreciating your finances, to start appreciating the person who's been annoying you. That will happen automatically as you start to live in a state of appreciation, in that vibrational state. And make it easy for yourself by picking topics where it's really easy to get on that wheel, to get on that merry-go-round, and to start building the momentum of the vibration, because it's not about the topic, it is about the vibration. Okay, back to falling asleep at night. So as you go to sleep at night, make a conscious decision to let go of all that stuff and remind yourself that in the morning, you will set the tone. You will set your vibrational dial to what you choose, and it's a fresh, brand new start. And if you want to, you can do some, gratitude journaling of all the good things that happened that day before you go to sleep at night. But take at least a moment as you turn off the light and close your eyes and bed down for the night to remind yourself that tomorrow I get a fresh start. And so it doesn't matter what happened today. It doesn't matter how far you got today. It doesn't matter if the wheels fell off and you ended up yelling at your kids, screaming at your partner, and, walking out of the house. It doesn't matter, because the next day you get a fresh start. You don't have to keep that wheel spinning. You can let the momentum die, which it will overnight. It will all slow down. And in the morning, you get to choose where you want to start. Okay, on to the next point on the list, which is once you start getting out of bed and getting a bit more conscious. I love to walk in appreciation. So if you take yourself on a morning walk outside in nature, that's a really great opportunity. And you can literally get in the habit of every single step is a step you take in appreciation. And you can appreciate your body, your feet, your legs for carrying you through life. Start looking around, appreciate the trees, the birds, the sunshine, the view, the beautiful gardens you're walking past, the smiling faces on your neighbors who are out there doing whatever they're doing. Find things to appreciate and pick anything. Honestly, it is not about the topic. So don't get fussy and go, oh, that's not good enough to appreciate. Appreciate it. Appreciate the straggly little bush that's half dead. Appreciate the fact that it's still alive and that nature knows how to do that. Appreciate the ants, carrying their dead mates across the road and how they have this amazing strength and this amazing intelligence within them. Appreciate everything, because again, it's not about the topic. This is about you training yourself to live in that vibrational state. Now, the final one on the list is one I find really helpful, really good for you, pardon me, in lots of ways. And that is to train yourself to really slow down and eat in appreciation. Really take time to taste your food, to move it around your mouth, to really chew it well, to appreciate that it's nourishing your body, feeding your cells, that it knows exactly what to do, that your body knows exactly what to do with it, that your body knows how to break it down, how to digest it, how to turn it into all the raw ingredients to fix things, to build new cells, to do all the amazing things your body does. And that this food is grown for you on this planet, because we have the sun, we have the soil, we have all these amazing things. We have this incredible ecosystem. So it's a really great way to find these times where you can really trigger yourself that this is when I really go back to that sense of appreciation. Every time you sit down to eat, it's a really great way to train yourself. Every time you walk, even as you're walking through your house, that's a great trigger to set that's when I'm going to appreciate. As you fall asleep and as you wake up. They're really simple things, super powerful. I'm going to take a quick drink, excuse me. Okay. You also have a meditation to go with this, which is the vibration of appreciation of all things, to help you really get into that state. So take advantage of that as well. Okay, so in the group, we're going to share hashtag, let's use hashtag appreciation. And let's talk about how does it feel to live in appreciation? You know, share how this journey is going for you. What are you noticing? You know, what are the shifts you're noticing? Are you finding it challenging? Are you finding it easy? Are you finding that certain times of the day make it a bit trickier? You know, let's really get this conversation going. And if you find any other sort of triggers that help you get back to that sense of appreciation, other than the ones I've just suggested you use, then share them in the group. Let us know. You know, let's really use the group mastermind. Notice when you can gather momentum and notice the shifts that are happening. Because remember, the more you notice and the more you share what you notice with us in the group, the more that you actually then reinforce it to yourself, to your unconscious mind, and the deeper you wire in those new patterns, those new ways of being. Because this is all about you becoming that person that you are choosing to be, that evolved version of yourself. It is a conscious evolution. So really start noticing where you're evolving, where you're shifting, where the momentum is building. And that helps make it even easier and gathers even more momentum in that direction. And then on the live call for this lesson, we're going to do some fine-tuning on all of that. So we'll discuss it, bring all your experiences, all your thoughts on this, and we will fine-tune even further. And as always, bring your general manifesting questions, because I'm always there to answer all of those and to help you keep fine-tuning. So this is a really important, really powerful, really simple lesson, and I really look forward to seeing what you do with it. See you in the next one. Bye for now.